Welcome to the Association for Renewable Energy Practitioners podcast, or AREP, as we like to be called. Today we're going to be talking about industry bodies. What is it, and why should you join one? My name is Maria Wiggert. Let's go.
An industry body is really just a collective of like-minded individuals and organizations who are essentially just trying to make industry a better place. The stakeholders or members of an industry body would have certain goals or achievables, and they normally or typically use steering committees who create items that they need to act on in order to improve certain conditions for members. When we look at these types of conditions, we would look at specifically related to solar. We've got a quality assurance steering committee looking at improving the test questions for the P4 certificate, for example. We have a distributor steering committee looking at what the trading conditions and the trading environment is for tier one distributors. And I think that kind of explains what an industry body is.
So to me, it sounds very formal. And my experience from AREP is that it's a lot less formal. It's a lot more approachable in the way that it approaches the different challenges in the industry. Was that intentional when you first established an AREP?
Just like any organization has a corporate identity, you have different industry bodies that have different corporate identities and different ways of doing things. So you would have industry bodies that are more formal, and you would have industry bodies that are less formal. AREP was created with the intention of having an industry body that is approachable by members, industry body that can participate with initiatives to create a bit of exposure to their brands, and to create a dynamic environment in industry body, to create a dynamic environment for industry where industry can be supported by its peers or by one another in order to make the industry a better place.
Your answer to an extent answers my next question, but perhaps there's something you would like to add. The question is, why should an individual, or a company for that matter, join an industry body?
Wow, I can think of so many different things that could act as a reason for organizations or even individuals to join AREP as an industry body. If I think of things like general support, for example, in our monthly members meetings, we have the option of attendees asking questions on some of the topics that are being covered. We have yourself, we have Anne, we have Jocelyn, we have a lot of interaction with members. We have access to the SABS working group, providing information back to AREP members. We're involved with the IEC, or International Working Group for International Standards, which is essentially feedback into the SABS. We have different steering committees that look at creating, I think I've mentioned, creating new tests to make provision for changes in technology and changing standards. We have steering committees for distributors. We look at, in some of our meetings, we've looked at recycling, we've looked at fire suppression and fire standards. And I think there are many reasons for organizations or individuals to join AREP as an industry body, but it's important that the industry body that they choose kind of aligns with their strategy and with what they want to achieve as an organization. The solar industry is extremely dynamic. It is continuously evolving. And one of the things I mentioned earlier this week to someone is in the solar industry, you can't have a fixed target. If it's not the rand-dollar exchange rates that changes the market environment, we are looking at load shedding that dynamically changes how we sell equipment, moving from grid-tied systems to battery backup systems, to power security, to energy efficiency. The market is evolving continuously, and you should use the feedback that you get during monthly meetings in order to understand whether your organization is experiencing what the rest of industry is experiencing. If you have a sudden drop in sales, your question should be, is this my organization that is experiencing a lack in sales or a drop in demand, or is it an industry-wide thing? What do we need to do in order to change our scope? How do we address our sales approach to our clientele to improve and to continuously drive sales? And I think that kind of support you only get from industry bodies by being involved with a collective of other organizations that might be experiencing the same thing. And one of the great things I get out of industry and monthly meetings is the comment that members make during the period where we have a Q&A. It gives vital tips and points that you can strategically use in order to position your organization based on current market trends. For me, that would be the takeaway, and that would be why I would join AREP as an industry body.
All right, last question. I have noticed that AREP's fees are significantly lesser, let's call it lesser, than other industry body fees, and we also have an option for free membership. Why did you choose to do it like that?
As an organization, you don't always know whether the industry body that you're joining is going to be aligned with what your strategy is. So the free membership makes provision for guys who aren't sure whether they want to be committed to an industry body to join the organization. There are certain limitations with what free membership can get you, but free membership basically gets you access into the monthly meetings. It gives you access to everything that's posted on social media. You get access to a lot of vital information as a free member. And who knows, maybe in a year's time, your business has grown, you see the value that you've received out of AREP and the information that AREP has shared with your organization. And maybe in a year's time, you would like to register your business under the company membership, or you want to upgrade to founding membership. And each level of or tier of membership gives you access to a whole lot of other features and benefits.
Thank you for listening to this episode of the AREP podcast. If you would like to become a member of AREP, just head over to www.arep.online and click on sign up. Membership is absolutely free. Go to arep.online and sign up today.